Hey guys, welcome back to another pickups video, this time for a digital version, going over some of the games I purchased during the Steam summer sale, which is way past beyond this point. So I'm a little bit late making the video, but no surprises here. I haven't made a video in my channel for a couple of months actually. As some of you may know, I'm living the dad life now, have a new baby, so very busy. Helping, with the baby and just spending time with the little one, which is a blessing and really fun. So my time to do fun stuff, playing video games or do other things like watching movies or whatever has been very dramatically cut, so to speak. But we're all happy with the new member in the family, and we're having a good time. However, I found some free time to actually record this video, and I'm gonna take the chance also to savor here the Hazelnut Deluxe from Southern Tier Brewery. Fantastic beer, 10% alcohol though, so we'll see what happens. So cheers, guys, and we'll go over the digital purchases I made recently. So just to start things off, this is a Steam only type of video. So if you're not interested in Steam itself, then I guess just click away. But these are all Steam games that I picked up either a little bit before and during the Steam summer sale of 2023. So let's just go here and get started. The first one was dirt cheap. I think it was under less than $1, and this Bridge Construction Portal. This is a game set in the Portal universe, physics based, where you can create like bridges and things like that. Again, it was like less than $1, and I love the Portal games and the Portal universe as well. Aperture and the whole thing. So I decided to pick it up, very cheap, and I actually have the one of the bridge. I think it's called Polybridge. It's one of those Steam games based on physics where you have to build bridges. And it's a pretty fun game. So I'm looking forward to trying this. It seems like it has an aperture theme, obviously, and then it has the portal elements, with the actual portals. So it should be a fun game to mess around with. And again, very cheap to try out. So no harm in purchasing this. Next time, in oldie but goodie, in the sense that I already owned this game back in the day for the Wii U, and that game is a Scribblenauts Unlimited, which is a very interesting game where you actually type or try to guess the next steps in the levels by just typing what to do next, basically. And it's a very creative game. I remember playing it on the Wii U, but I never beat the game. Like, I got fairly far in the game, maybe halfway through the game, or maybe a little bit over the halfway point. But I think I'm gonna go back and give it a shot here on the PC. Again, it was pretty cheap on Steam, and I wanted to kind of revive some old memories with this game because it was pretty fun back then on the Wii U. So looking forward. Again, you can create anything you want, but I think the creativity comes with from the levels themselves on how to solve things by typing different different commands and creating different things. So yeah, Scribblenauts Unlimited, highly recommended. It's a very creative game, especially if you have little ones. I think this is a fun one to play with. Maybe if you have little ones with you, it's a very fun one and educational to some extent. Next up is a game that it's a very atmospheric game that has been recommended to me. I think Alex returned to Mother Base. Really enjoyed this game back when he played it, and it's Forgotten Anne, which it has a beautiful art style, as you guys can see here. It's a very I don't know, like a very environmentally game, like the ambience, the art direction is great. Looks like an anime the whole way through. So I've heard nothing but good things about this game. I believe I may own this already as part of PlayStation Plus. It might have been a PlayStation Plus game at one point, but it was on sale on Steam for dirt cheap. And it's about solving puzzles, and it's supposed to feature a story-rich storyline. So I really like the concept, the art direction, the characters, and I'm looking forward to playing it. It was fairly cheap, and I've heard nothing but good things about this game. About the gameplay and the way the game unfolds in terms of the story. As you guys can see here, it just looks great. So looking forward to playing Forgotten and at some point. I also picked up Bendy and the Ink Machine. This is a horror game, first-person horror game that I've heard is, I don't know if it's inspired or maybe some of the staff that worked on the original BioShock game have been part of the development of this game. I'm not really sure. I can see that, it has that kind of like old school art style that BioShock kind of like made reference at one point, or not at one point, but during the game, when you visit Rapture and all that. As you guys can see here, a very unique art style, and it's supposed to be a pretty effective horror game. So I'm looking forward to playing this. I already owned, I think there's 3 games in the Bendy universe, so to speak, and I already had one as part of a bundle. So I decided to complete the bundle and get this one. And I already had the other game, the second game. And of course, I'm going to just exit out here really quick. And as part of the pickups here, since it was a bundle, I think it was called, the Bendy bundle or something like that. I also picked up Boris and the Dark Survival, which it's from the same creator, same studio. I don't know if this game is related to Bendy. It may be like connected in the same universe. I haven't played any of the 3 games, but this was part of the bundle for dirt cheap. So now I have I have both Bendy games and then this one, which is sounds like it's like a shorter story. I'm not really sure about this one, but as you guys can see, it has a very positive reviews in the thousands, 2,500 positive reviews. So looking forward to giving these games a shot. Especially, again, I've heard the BioShock or some of the BioShock staff have been involved in this game or something like that. So that alone already caught my interest, and I'm looking forward to trying this out sooner than later. Next up is a very unique game, The Case of the Golden Idol, which is a point and click adventure puzzle game, very similar to or from the creators or from the same studio that did the Obra Dinn game, the Mystery of the Obra Dinn. I don't particularly own that game, but it's one of those indie games that came out a few years ago. And he had a ton of positive reviews and whatnot. So I think it's from the same creator or the same studio. And same kind of deal. You have to solve mysteries and puzzles. And you kind of, as you guys can see here, I already started playing this, by the way. And I think I completed the first 3 or 4 levels in the game. You kind of have to be very observant, and then based on your observations, you move things with your mouse, and you complete phrases, and you name the characters and so forth. So far it's pretty fun. It starts pretty easy, but then it starts getting complicated. There are more clues, more things to solve on each progressing level. So far so good. I'm enjoying it, and I'm pretty early in the game, but as you guys can see here, overwhelmingly positive reviews. The art style is a little bit weird, and just weird overall, but so far I'm having a lot of fun with that game. And continuing with the interesting games. I've heard nothing but good things about Paranormasight, The 7 Mysteries of Honjo. Developed and published by Square Enix, which is not the type of game that you'd expect Square Enix to do, I guess. But this is more like kind of like a horror anime looking visual novel that's supposed to be very fun. It's supposed to be very intriguing in the sense that the story is very intriguing, the characters and so forth. I don't know much about the game because I just heard it's really good, and I don't want to spoil myself, researching more about the game. So I decided to pick this up on the cheap, during the Steam summer sale. And I like horror, and it's a visual novel. So we'll see what it brings to the table. But again, the reviews were very, very positive. So I'm looking forward to trying this game out at some point. Next up, this was a recommendation on a forum, Spark the Electric Jester, and in fact, recently, Turbozone, Alex from Turbozone, he actually purchased the I think the trilogy of the Spark games during the Steam Summer Sale as well. So same timing, good timing. You know, we bought the games. Actually, I only bought the first game, which is this one, and I think the developer, which I believe it's from Brazil, he drew heavy inspiration from the Sonic games. So as you guys can see here, the first Spark game, it's a side-scrolling game, kind of like a homage to the Sega Genesis Sonic games. And I believe the second Spark game is 3D, and it's a homage to like the Sonic Adventure games that came out on the Dreamcast. And I'm not really sure about the third one, but the first one at least was like super cheap. Like I think it was like $1 or something. So I decided to go test the waters, get my feet wet with the first game, and if I really liked it, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase the second one. But from what I've seen from Turbozone's review of the game, which I encourage you guys to check it out, this game in particular looks very fun. Looks very well made. Soundtrack is appropriate. Just it sounds like it was made for Sonic fans, so to speak. So looking forward to playing this. You guys know me. I love my platformers. So yeah, looking forward to playing this, I guess, modern take on Sonic games. So let's just hit the pause button here and go to the next game, which is Paperball. This was, I think, less than $1. It's one of those games where you have to like balance the level in order to move your character, and like a marble type of game. And this brought back memories of Mercury Meltdown Revolution, which is a game that had the same concept where you have to like tilt the level and in order to progress the level. And I had a ton of fun with that game on the Wii. That was it was one of the early Wii releases, and I really loved that game. So I figured this game was pretty cheap. The concept looks similar, looks very colorful. Again, it was super cheap, low risk purchase. So I decided to pull the trigger. And yeah, looking forward to trying out Paperball and see if it's what I'm expecting to be. So another indie game that it's worth trying, because of the low price of admission. Next up is Jet Lancer, which is a kind of like a shoot 'em up shmup. Very interesting game. It has the kind of like a lot of freedom. I played this the first few levels already on the Steam Deck. A lot of freedom in the game, in the movements of the jet. It's not very easy in terms of controlling the plane, just because you can do like loops, and you can use both sticks to control the rotation of the plane, your shooting angles and things like that. So yeah, very interesting. As you guys can see, very hectic, very beautiful sprite-based graphics. So I highly recommend you guys give this game a try, because it just looks great. Next up, we have Theotown, which is kind of like a SimCity-esque type of game where you can build your own cities. I've heard nothing but good things. I think there's a mobile version that was very popular for this game. Again, it was dirt cheap. I love the early SimCity games, and this one looks like it has like a lot to offer, different types of buildings, and a lot of positive reviews. It's supposed to be like a very fun to play SimCity-esque type of game. So yeah, sign me up. I like those games. So yeah, I went for it. And then finally, we have For Honor, which I believe I already owned this on the PS4, but this was like dirt cheap on the Steam sale. I think it was like $2 or something like that. They have different versions. They have like a free version, and then they have like a version that it's a little bit more money. It has more characters and things like that. So I think I got one of the base versions of the game with certain characters, but it's supposed to be a very fun game. I remember Leo, the funny nerd, had a lot of good things to say about this game. You can play the game either co-op or by yourself, single player, different types of characters and fighters, different types of weapons and things like that. So Yeah, very excited to try this out at one point. Again, I think I already own this on the PS4, but being able to play this, on the Steam Deck or something like that would be great. So yeah, I think that closes out my digital pickups for this last period, Steam Summer Sale of 2023. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy.